What up, though, fellas? Back at it again with another video. You know, we improving every day. I just got done working out, so I'm probably, I'm hella sweaty in the camera, but that mean I got my grind on, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, today is number 7, day 7 of my 20 ways I was wrong series. Nah, the 7th way I was wrong in my 20 years of living. Just gonna sound stupid. The 7th way I was wrong in my 20 years of living was believing that women didn't care about a man's physical appearance. Believing that men didn't care, that women didn't care about a man's sexual appearance. Excuse me, I'm tripping all up on my words. But I know that sounds dumb, that sounds stupid, but I'm gonna explain why I thought this. I thought this because on social media, right, and even in person sometimes, women project that that the personality come first, right? They say the personality come first. They don't, as long as a dude ain't morbidly obese or anorexically skinny, they don't care about a man's physical appearance. That's what they tell most of the male population. And they say that because if you read people, you already know why they say this, but if you're not, they say this because I'm not going to go too deep because that's not what the video is about right now. But in a real short explanation, they say this because, first of all, a lot of dudes can't handle the truth. And a lot of dudes got low self-esteem and a lot of dudes is crazy. So obviously the average American male is fat. You know what I'm saying? I won't say the average American male is overweight, you know what I'm saying, out of shape. And if they were to admit that a man's an attractive physical appearance, a V-taper, some cuts, looking dense, looking able, looking athletic, muscular, big chest, big arms, powerful legs, big back. If they were to admit that this is what gets them sexually aroused and they are turned off by a weak looking man, a lot of dudes would go crazy. First of all, a lot of men would go crazy, and that would limit a lot of the men who can provide for them financially. You know what I'm saying? That would limit the amount of men that would be willing to provide resources. That would limit the amount of men who may not sexually arouse those women, but they arouse them with pockets, or they might even just have cool personalities. You know what I'm saying? It'll limit that. And so that'll drive a lot of dudes crazy. So I'm gonna just get at that's one explanation, but that's probably the most important explanation just for this video right now. I'll go more in depth about it in a later video, but just real quick explanation of that. And so they don't admit that publicly. Most of them don't. Most of them don't. Now, in high school, right? In high school, you already know I had a girlfriend all of high school, so I wasn't in the game. I wasn't in the game in high school. And I didn't look that great in high school. I lifted weights all through high school. But through high school, I was hovering around 220 pounds. And I'm 5'11". I was probably 5'9", 5'10" back in high school, 220 pounds. And I lifted weights, so I had, some decent sized arms and I had a big chest. But I had a decent layer of fat on my stomach, right? But only thing that kept me from looking dummy fat was having a big chest. It kept my stomach from sticking out when I wear shirts and things like that. So I looked okay, and I played sports and things like that, so I looked okay. I literally mean okay, but I did not look good by any means. And so going into college, between my senior year in college, between my senior year of high school and freshman year of college, I kind of leaned out a little bit, hit that 5'11" mark, and I leaned out to maybe like 205, 210. So I'm still kind of chubby, but I'm not as big as I was. Get to college, I got no attention from women, right? For most of my college career, for most of it, you know what I'm saying? I had my little dibble and dabbles, but I was never that dude who would walk in a room and chicks was looking at me, wondering who I was. I was never that dude who a chick would see me and just want to know my name, want to start talking to me. I was never that dude who was even physically confident in myself, in my appearance, to go up and talk to a chick and talk to her, you know what I'm saying, that I didn't already know, spit some game to her, you know what I'm saying. I just wasn't that kind of dude at the time. And so I've told y'all this story about 3 times. Towards the end of my freshman year and that summer afterwards, I put in hella work, cut down, gain some muscle back. So by the time I go back to school sophomore year after that summer, I look completely different. You know what I'm saying? I'm 190, about 12% body fat, 6-pack, V taper. You know, I took my waist from a 36, 38 to a 30, 31, 32. Big back, you know, big shoulders, big arms, good looking legs, you know what I'm saying? So I'm looking good when I come back in the fall, that sophomore year. And when I tell you that, when you've been on one side of the fence and then you transition to the other, you notice the 180-degree flip that life changes. That 180-degree flip that life just takes. You get me? Everything changed when I came back in the fall looking hella fit, looking hella good, bro. Came back, was dressing, you know, real nice, real masculine. Came back, you know, sharper jawline, got my facial hair going. I'm built nice, wearing my tailored clothes. I'm dressing real well. I come back looking good, you know what I'm saying? And the attention I got from women at that point was crazy, bro, for me. Now, some of y'all might have experienced this all throughout your whole life, maybe middle school and high school. If you was like a star athlete your whole life, or you just a naturally, you know, good looking, good built dude, then you've experienced this all your life maybe. But keep in mind, for me, this is all new. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't in the game all of high school and freshman year. I wasn't really getting that much attention from girls in the first place. So I come back in the fall of sophomore year. I'm walking in rooms and I can feel and see chicks staring at me. I'm walking in rooms and I can hear chicks, you know, talking to their other girlfriends, talking about, who is he? I don't know him. What's his name? You know his name? I ain't never seen him before. He look nice. I've never gotten this kind of attention before. You know what I'm saying? If I walk into a building, and you know how in college, you know, students will work like the front desks. Students will work the front desk. I walk in, might be a lady, a girl working the front desk. I walk in, I say, hey, how you doing? They, you know, you could tell by the way they looking at you. I can tell by the way they looking at me. They like what they seeing. You know what I'm saying? I'm in class. Chicks looking at me, chicks trying to talk to me. I ain't never experienced this kind of attention before. And so that's what taught me, like, this whole thing about the dad bods being sexy and they don't care if a dude is fat. All of that is a lie, bro. When it comes to sexual attraction, sexual arousal, strictly pertaining to sexual arousal, you know what I'm saying? You know, if you talking about maybe strictly like getting married to chicks, or, you know, trying to financially provide for chicks, she probably don't really care as much about what you look like. But that sexual arousal, that primal lust, your physical appearance is everything. Just like how we as men, we got our types, you know. I'm part of I like the yams. I like curvy chicks. I like curvy chicks. I like fit chicks. But, you know, it's cool to have I like a little meat on the bone. You know what I'm saying? But I like Ron will say, that butt donk. That butt, it's even on my shirt. You say that, you see, it say yams. That's a Big Josh shirt, yams, when she don't need a belt. I like the yams. That's me. You know what I'm saying? So as much as I like that, they like a dude with a V taper. They like a dude with abs. They like a dude with a big chest. They like a dude with cuts in their arms and shoulders. A dude with a big back. A dude with some powerful looking legs. A dude that's strong enough, fit enough to walk up straight. Neck cocked up straight, chest out. And why is that? It's because you look ready, willing, and able. I look ready, willing, and able. They see me and know that I could protect them if something went down. You know what I'm saying? If we need to run somewhere, I could run and lead them to safety. You know what I'm saying? It's all instinctual. Think about prehistoric times. All the dudes hunting for food for the families, they was all in shape. Best believe that. All of them was in shape. It wasn't even like being in shape prehistoric. That wasn't even a thing, bro. Because it was no option. If you wasn't in shape, you died. You know what I'm saying? So all of them was fit, athletic, in shape. They was climbing trees and throwing spears, chasing animals. So that's what women like. Because subliminally in their head, it triggers that primal lust, saying that he could protect. He's disciplined because he take care of his body. He's able. He's probably athletic. You know what I'm saying? And that translates into other areas. You know, if you understand what I'm saying, you understand what I'm saying. It translates to other areas in life, not just your appearance, but it translates to some other activities. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, I'm gonna just say that. And what I'm at, 10 minutes. I'm gonna give a quick story. This is probably gonna be like 5 minutes. I'm gonna give a quick story about when it really hit me that chicks like love a physically fit dude as much as dudes love a physically fit woman. I'm gonna give a story. So I'm gonna set the scene. I'm at a frat party, right? This early sophomore year. I know I told you I'm not much of a party goer, but real early in the year, I went to a couple parties, you know, just to see my friends and all that, you know, have some fun, chill out. I go to a frat party, black frat party. So it's not a white frat party in the big giant castles. It's in a black frat house, you know, just a regular house. Now, of course, it's about 800,000 people at this party. The party is packed to the brim. And the way the house is constructed, it's like a kitchen, this big island that stick out. And then on the other side of the island, it's like a living space. So most of the people is in this living space and in the kitchen. And then it's like another little room off the side. But this living space in the kitchen with this big island dividing the two spaces. And so the island made the pathway from the kitchen to the living space like this, maybe 3-4 foot wide gap. So it's about this wide to get through. You know what I'm saying? And so for a party full of people, we packed in there like sardines, bro. Like every square foot is like 8 people. Now, of course, that's an exaggeration, but like I'm saying, it's packed like sardines in there. So I'm like in the living space. I'm in the living space. Let's say I'm in the living space in the back of the house. I'm trying to get outside. So I got to get through the back of the living space, through that skinny pathway, and then through the kitchen, and then down the stairs. And this literally took me like 40 minutes because it's so packed. So eventually I get through the living space, and then I get to the pathway, the little 4-foot gap. Now, as I get to this gap, a group of maybe 8 to 12 Latina chicks come in the party, right? They all come in the party. And you know how, you know, if chicks know they attractive, you know how they walk in a party when it's crowded. And there's probably pre-gaming. So they come in with all these attitudes, you know, coming in, pushing people, you know, swatting people out the way, saying excuse me with all this attitude. You know how they do. And so because of that, I'm walking through the pathway to go outside. They coming in. So as this big group of girls is coming in, everybody is jumbling, you know, trying to, you know, not really knowing what to do, not knowing where to go because it's so packed. And you know, when a bunch of attractive girls come in, you know, the dudes, they start acting funky. So it's dudes trying to like get all up in them, grind up on them. It's other girls trying to move out the way. So everybody is just jumbled up in this tight space, bro. So to get through, you got to push your way through. You just have to push your way through. And because I'm in there just with a tank top and some track pants on, so people see me and they know like I'm pushing out my way. They moving out my way just because I'm built in an intimidating fashion. So they moving out my way when I'm pushing. So eventually, as the girls coming in and I'm coming out, we end up meeting each other like head on. So we end up meeting each other like head on. I get to the group and, you know, they pushing everybody out the way. Mind you, I'm completely sober. So I'm not tripping that they pushing, you know, that's what they got to do. You know, they physically small girls, so they got to push their way to get into the party. And, you know, I'm observing everything that's going on, make sure ain't nothing popping off. And mind you, it's almost pitch black. Almost pitch black. You know, they had like strobe lights going, but it's almost pitch black, so you can't really see what's going on. We hit each other face to face, and the two girls in the front, they pushing me out. They trying to push through the way, and they eventually get to me. They push me, hands on the chest, pushing. How about trying? You know, they physically little, so they ain't really doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? They probably $130 wet, and I'm 190, 195. So they pushing up on me, they hit my chest, touching my chest. But then they hands never move, right? They hands never leave my chest. So, and then they start rubbing my chest, right? So then I'm not really cognizant of what's going on. My main goal is just to get outside. So they doing whatever. And then eventually what happens is both of them stick their hands up under my tank top and start rubbing on my abs and rubbing on my chest. And at this point, I'm like, all right, dude, like, I'm just trying to get outside. Because mind you, I'm sober. I ain't about to be doing nothing with no girls that's under the influence anyway. I ain't about to do nothing with no chick in no sweaty party. I'm just trying to get out. So they rubbing my chest, rubbing my abs. And then one of the girls takes a step further and she peeled back my boxers, my shorts, and my track pants and stick her hand in my pants. So it's one girl rubbing my abs and rubbing my chest and another girl with her hand in my pants. And I'm sitting here like, all right, dude, I'm stuck and I gotta find a way out. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm not really conceptualizing what's going on, but I feel it, but I'm just trying to leave. So eventually, after about 90 seconds of this, you know, in my pants, you know what she doing, and another chick rubbing my abs, rubbing my chest. After about 90 seconds of that, finally, this big group of dudes move out the way, and I'm able to push my way through, push their hands away to get outside. So they still coming in. I'm on my way out. I get outside, and the next day is when I really realized what just happened. I wake up and I realized like that was a prime example of how a nicely built, strong, physically fit male body is sexually arousing to a female. You know what I'm saying? Sexually arousing to a woman. You know what I'm saying? That was my real realization. And then after that, you know, like stuff like that been happening all the time. And you know, I've been, you know, dealing with my chicks now. Like I said, I got my fair share of options now. Something that I've never had before in my life. But you know, I'm used to it, not living that kind of lifestyle. And you know, I'm gonna end it at there because I could keep going. It's already 17 minutes. But yeah, man, seventh way I was wrong in my 20 years of living was thinking that women didn't care about a man's physical appearance. I thought that all that dad bod propaganda, all that he could be fat, he could be skinny, the personality come first. I thought all that was true until I hopped on the other side of the fence and realized that, yeah, personality matter, but you gotta look good first. That's what opened the door. If you built fit, you look healthy, you look willing and able, ready, willing and able, the door is wide open already. All I gotta do is make sure I don't mess it up with my words, you know what I'm saying? As long as I don't mess it up with my words, then I'm Gucci. But yeah, bro, that's the topic for today, man. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Peace.